Hey guys, STTM here, and in today's video, we got a how can we improve with the New Orleans Saints. So yeah, guys, but before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, put on notifications, and comment on the video as it lets me know what you think, gets me more recommended, and if you put on notifications, you will literally be updated on the latest STTM videos, and I'll just appreciate it. So enough with the Japanese, and let's get straight into the video. Goodbye! Okay, so the current depth chart. Starting quarterback is Derek Carr with Spencer Rattler, Jake Haener, and Ben DiNucci as the backups. RB1 is Alvin Kamara with Jamal Williams, Kendre Miller, and Jordan Mims as the backups. Wide receiver 1, Chris Olave. Wide receiver 2, Rashid Shaheed. Wide receiver 3, Bub Means. Wide receiver 4, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Wide receiver 5, Kevin Austin Jr. Wide receiver 6, Cedric Wilson Jr. Wide receiver 7, Dante Pettis. And wide receiver 8, Mason Tipton. Tight end 1 is Juwan Johnson. And then for the backups of that position, we have Foster Morale, Dallin Holker, and Michael Jacobson. And we actually have a real fullback with Adam Prentice. Starting left tackle is Tailese Fuaga with Josh Ball and Justin Hernan as the backups. Starting left guard is Nick Saldivari and with Landon Young as his backup. Starting centers, Eric McCoy with Lucas Patrick and Shane Lemieux as his backups. Starting right guard is Cesar Ruiz with Kyler Hergel as his backup. Starting right tackle is Trevor Penning with Oli Udo and Josiah Ezerim as his backups. Starting left end is Cameron Jordan with Peyton Turner and Tano Kapasagnan as his backups. Starting left defensive tackle is Nathan Shepard with Brian Breesy and Cameron Peterson as his backups. Starting right defensive tackle is Kalen Saunders with John Ridgway III and Christian Boyd as his backups. And Carl Granderson is the starting right end with Chase Young, Isaiah Foskey, and Ryder Anderson as his backups. For our starting linebackers, we have Pete Werner, DeMario Davis, and Willie Gay. As this is a 4-3 formation with Nephi Sewell, Isaiah Stallbird, DeMarco Jackson, Jalen Ford, and Anthony Orji as the backups. Our starting left cornerback is Paulson Adebo with Kool-Aid McKinstry and Shamar Jean-Charles as backups. Starting right corner is Alante Taylor with Rico Payton and Rajon Wright as his backups. Starting strong safety is Will Harris with Jordan Howden and Millard Bradford as his backups. Starting free safety is Tyrann Mathieu and JT Gray as his backups. And starting nickelback is Ugo Amadi, as our starting kicker is Blake Group with Charlie Smith as the backup. Punter is Matthew Hayball with Dante Pettis as the kick returner and Rashid Shaheed as the punt returner. And the new head coach will be Brian Flores. He isn't the actual new Saints head coach yet. Well, not yet, but right now they don't have an actual head coach. But I think for this How Can We Improve video, we're gonna make him the new head coach. So I think he's a good fit for the Saints, and no retirements for the Saints team. So now free agency players we are keeping: edge Chase Young, tight end Juwan Johnson, free safety Tyrann Mathieu, edge Peyton Turner, linebacker Willie Gay, right tackle Oli Udo, center Lucas Patrick, corner Paulson Adebo, fullback Adam Prentice, corner Shamar Jean-Charles, center Shane Lemieux, and linebacker Nephi Sewell. Players we are not keeping: edge Tano Kapasagnan. He isn't too useful for the Saints. Safety Will Harris. He only had one good game all season, and this shows he will not be a good starter. Left tackle Justin Hernan. He won't be a useful piece. Wide receiver Marquez Valdez-Scantling. We should clear the wide receiver room. Backup kicker Charlie Smith. I don't really understand why we have a backup kicker. Safety Ugo Amadi. He is not a good secondary player. Wide receiver Dante Pettis. Wide receiver room needs to be cleared. Left guard Landon Young. He is not a good backup behind Nick Saldivari, which is not a good offensive lineman in general. Quarterback Ben DiNucci. He is not a utility at all, and we already have backup QBs. Defensive tackle Nathan Shepard. I think Brian Breesy is finally ready to be the starter for that position. Wide receiver Cedric Wilson Jr. Cut him due to him not being useful. Punter Matthew Hayball, one of the worst punters, and kicker Blake Group, not a good kicker. Players we signed: wide receiver Amari Cooper, left tackle Ronnie Stanley, strong safety Jeremy Chin, Linebacker Shaq Thompson. Corner Antonio Hamilton. Corner Kendall Viter. And safety Adrian Colbert. The draft class. Corner Will Johnson out of Michigan. Tight end Tyler Warren out of Penn State. Corner Jahdae Barron out of Texas. Interior offensive lineman Armand Membo out of Missouri. Interior offensive lineman Dylan Fairchild out of Georgia. Interior offensive lineman Miles Frazier out of LSU. And punter Ross James out of Oregon. The draft class. Corner Will John. Oh, wait, I already did. Oh, my God, I already did that, bro. I do not have dementia. STTM did not have dementia because I remember that I'm not going to repeat myself. Notable undrafted players. Kicker Dominic Zavada out of Michigan. Offensive tackle Bruno Onwuazer out of Virginia State. I think I definitely butchered that, so I am sorry. I am sorry about that. So I'm sorry I butchered that. Edge Baron Sorrell out of Texas. Edge Tyrion Ingram Dawkins out of Georgia. Edge Anto Saka out of Northwestern. And edge Ethan Burke out of Texas. Trades we made. Defensive tackle Colin Saunders and a third-round pick and a fourth-round pick to the New York Jets for their 2025 first-round pick. Wide receiver Bub Means and a fifth-round pick and a future second-round pick and another future second-round pick to Arizona for a second-round pick and a third-round pick for wide receiver Michael Wilson. The new depth chart, guys. Let's look at the new Saints. Starting quarterback is still Derek Carr with just Spencer Rattler and Jake Haener as the backups. Running back 1 is Alvin Kamara with Jamal Williams, Kendre Miller, and Jordan Mims being his backups. Wide receiver 1 is Chris Olave. Wide receiver 2 is Amari Cooper. Wide receiver 3 is Rashid Shaheed. Wide receiver 4 is Michael Wilson. That 4 wide receiver offense is going to be scary. Wide receiver 5 is Mason Tipton, and wide receiver 6 is Kevin Austin Jr. Tight ends 1 and 2 are Tyler Warren and Juwan Johnson with Dallin Holker and Michael Jacobson as backups. Fullback is Adam Prentice. Starting left tackle is Ronnie Stanley with Josh Ball and Bruno Onwuazer as the backups. Starting left guard is Armand Memba with Dylan Fairchild as the backup. Starting centers, Eric McCoy with Lucas Patrick and Shane Lemieux as the backups. Starting right guard is Cesar Ruiz with Miles Frazier as the backup. And starting right tackle is Tailese Fuaga with Trevor Penning and Ollie Udoh as the backups. Starting right. By the way, this changed from a 4-3 to a 3-4. So yeah, guys. Left end is Cameron Jordan with Peyton Turner and Baron Sorrell and also Anto Saka as the backups. Starting defensive tackle is Brian Bresee with Cameron Peterson, John Ridgway III, and Christian Boyd as the backups. Starting right end is Carl Granderson with Chase Young, Ethan Burke, and Tyrion Ingram Dawkins as the backups. Starting linebackers are Pete Werner, DeMario Davis, Willie Gay, and Shaq Thompson. Nafai Sewell, Isaiah Stallberg, DeMarco Jackson, and Jalen Ford and Anthony Orji are the backups. Starting left cornerback is Paulson Adebo with Kool-Aid McKinstry, Shamar Jean-Charles, and Rico Payton as his backups there. Starting right corner is Will Johnson with Antonio Hamilton, Kendall Viter, and Rezjon Wright as his backups. Starting strong safety is Jeremy Chin with Jordan Howden and Millard Bradford as the backups. Starting free safety is Tyrann Mathieu with Adrian Colbert as his backup. And we have 2 nickelbacks this time. We have Jahdae Barron and Alontae Taylor with Dominic Zavada as the starting kicker. Ross James became the starting punter, and Jahdae Barron is the starting kick returner. And the punt returner is going to be Rashid Shaheed. And I say starting because there are more kick and punt returners, but those are just the main 2 that I'm going to mention. Let me know how much I improved the Saints in the comments below as STTM's out. See y'all next time. Road to 500 subs!